Hello and welcome to Studio 22. Studio 22 is a production of the Mass Communications TV2DO production class. My name is Mackenzie VanZee, and joining me today on today's shows is Kaleigh Krimmel. Kaleigh, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So how are you doing today?
I'm honestly so tired. We had a 5-hour practice on Sunday, and I don't feel like I'm recovered since.
Cheer practice?
It was brutal. It was bad.
So Kaleigh, what is it like being a student here at Oklahoma City University living on campus?
I actually like living on campus. This is my first experience being on campus. I've always lived at home, and it's nice being able to go to class and then having an hour break in between. I can just go home instead of having just to wait around, kind of kill time. I can actually go to my room and go kind of relax before my next class. So it's really nice.
Mm-hmm. So do you ever get even though you live on campus, do you ever get a chance to go home on the weekends and visit your family back home?
Yeah, so I actually live 3 hours away, which isn't too far. And so I actually went home this weekend. I got to go to a Greek ball from my old school put on, the University of Arkansas, Fort Smith. And I also got to see a show that they did called Sideman.
Oh, what's a Greek ball?
So all the fraternities and sororities come together and they have a little dance kind of thing just to have a fun time for Greek life.
Oh, gotcha. And what was the show that your old school put on?
So it's called Sideman, and honestly, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so interesting though, because you got to see flashbacks of his life and just kind of this back and forth movement of real life and flashback, and it was really neat to experience. I used to do theater as well, and so getting to see all my friends doing it was a lot of fun.
Oh, you used to do theater? So what did you like about theater, and what kind of productions were you in?
My favorite thing about theater is that it's such an open community. They always say regardless of who you are or what you describe yourself as, you're always accepted. And I definitely felt that when I did theater.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're about to go to break, but I can't wait to hear more about it after this break.
There are plenty of teams in every sport that have great players and never win titles. Most of the time, those players aren't willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. One thing I believe to the fullest is that if you think and achieve as a team, the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
About her experience with theater. So Kaleigh, are you still involved with theater?
No, since moving here, I haven't done as many shows. I've been focusing more on my major now, which is mass communications. So getting more into the mass comm realm instead of the theater world.
Mm-hmm. Was it hard to shift that focus from theater to mass communications?
No, not exactly. I feel like they're similar in some ways, regardless you're getting in front of a camera or whatever, but yeah. I like this, so it's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. And even though you're not still very involved in theater, have you had a chance to see any shows at Oklahoma City?
Not at Oklahoma City, but I do want to see Pippin this weekend. One of my cheermates is in it, so I think it'd be pretty neat to get to see them live in action,
Mm-hmm. So are you more of a fan of musicals or plays?
Oh, I have a love for both, but I enjoy singing as well, so I kind of feel like I lean more toward musicals, but I've done both too as well.
What's your favorite musical that you've seen live?
Waitress. I got to see that while I lived in Florida, and so the theater there was absolutely amazing. The show was amazing. I cried. And I would probably cry again if I watched it again. So it was just overall great music, great actors. I cried.
So if you had to suggest a musical to someone that is not really involved with theater, doesn't really go to live performance very often, what would you suggest as a good starter show, an introduction?
It really just depends on their taste. A lot of the shows have like different kind of themes to them, I guess. Like there are things like Mean Girls, which everyone knows Mean Girls, but then there's also the more like musical-y things that like people might not necessarily like. So it would really just depend on their taste.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that people might not be as drawn to musicals as maybe you or a lot of people at this school are?
I think it's definitely just personal choice. Like, not everyone is interested in those kind of things, like some of us are. A lot of the people here are into musicals. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is a big theater school, but
yeah. And who knows, maybe if they tried something new, they would like it. Well, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for watching.